Your mouth says danger. Your eyes water. Your tongue feels like it made a terrible decision. Then your hand reaches back for the chili again. That is the strange part. The alarm is real. Chili does not just taste hot. Yet some people learn to want that burn as part of a meal. So what changed? The chili, the mouth, or the meaning of the signal? And one warning about the title before we go further. Your brain learns is shorthand, not one switch. Repeated experience can matter, but so can meal context and individual variation. The burn does not follow one identical path for everyone. First, one important detail. Chili heat is not one of the basic tastes, like sweet or salty. Chemical in chili called capsaicin can switch on pathways that normally help us notice dangerous heat. Your mouth is not literally on fire, but the warning it sends can feel very convincing. That explains the first bite. It does not explain the second one. The easy story is that people simply get used to chili. There is some truth in that. In controlled studies, repeated experience can make chili burn more liked for some people. Another study found that repeated low-dose exposure lowered reported oral burn in the adults it tested. But that is not a rule for every person, every meal, or every bite. Here is the turn. A recent study looked at repeated servings in actual food. The burn did not just slide downward from the first bite. It could rise at first, then level off. So the story is not, eat chili enough and your mouth stops caring. The signal can stay intense. What changes is the whole situation around it. It helps to separate two questions that sound alike. One question is, how strong does the burn feel right now? The other is, do I want this experience again? Those are not the same question. Someone might still notice a strong burn and enjoy the dish anyway. Another person might notice less burn after repeated exposure and still not want another bite. Liking and intensity can move together sometimes. They do not have to be the same thing. That matters because the second bite is not a test of bravery. It is a choice made inside a meal. The chili is mixed with smell, texture, temperature, and flavor. It may be in a dish someone already knows well. It may be on a table where other people are enjoying it. Those details do not erase the alarm. They change what the alarm is sitting next to. Imagine the same small chili in two scenes. In one scene, you bite it alone with no food around it. In the other, it is folded into a meal you love. The chemical is still capsaicin. But the experience is not empty anymore. The meal gives your attention more than one thing to hold. This is not a claim that one family dinner teaches anyone to like chili. It is a way to see why a food preference is bigger than one's signal. Familiarity, flavor, and social context may help shape the result. The evidence points to several contributors, not one neat switch. And the timing matters too. The real food study is useful for this reason. It stops us from turning learning into a smooth little graph. The next serving may not feel gentler. The burn can push upward before it settles. A person can also decide that the experience is not worth repeating. That is a normal ending to the story. Think about learning a song you did not like at first. The notes are the same. But after enough good car rides, late nights, or shared jokes, the song starts carrying more than sound. Chili can work a little like that. The sharp burn arrives with flavor, a familiar dish, a table, and a memory. The alarm becomes part of a bigger experience. That does not mean everyone at the table gets the same lesson. Picture two friends eating the same bowl. One reaches for water after one bite. The other adds more chili. Neither reaction ranks either person. People can experience chili heat differently, and people can prefer it differently. Research also finds an association between spicy food liking and traits such as sensation seeking. That is one clue about variation. not a label for every chili fan. There are other reasons two people can part ways at that bowl. One may have eaten chili more often. One may be more sensitive to the burn. One may simply prefer a different balance of flavor. Research can map pieces of that picture. It cannot look at one person and announce the full answer. That is good news for the story. There is no secret club of people whose mouths are built for chili. There are many paths into a preference, and many good reasons to leave it alone. So the answer is not that people love pain, and it is not that a single brain switch turns on. For some people, repeated safe experience can make the burn feel more familiar or more welcome. For some, the flavor and the meal give the burn a place. For others, it stays unpleasant. The same red chili can land very differently. There is a small but important difference between familiar and harmless. A familiar sound can still be loud. A familiar smell can still be sharp. In the same way, chili can remain intense even when someone expects it, recognizes it, and chooses it. That is why the hand in the thumbnail matters. It is not reaching because the signal disappeared. It is reaching because the person has learned more about the experience than the alarm alone can tell them. Notice what that answer does not say. It does not say a person should keep eating hotter food. It does not say the burn was fake. It does not say the body made a mistake. The signal is doing its job. Your experience of that signal can still be shaped by what comes before it, what surrounds it, and what you choose next. This is why the title needs a little translation. When we say your brain learns to like the burn, we do not mean it discovers that danger is good. We mean a real warning-like sensation can become part of a learned food preference. Context matters. Timing matters. And people differ. That is also why the second bite is more interesting than the first. The first bite asks, "What is this feeling?" The second bite asks, "What has this feeling become?" Maybe it is still a warning. Maybe it is also flavor. Maybe it is a meal you know or a person you trust. The evidence does not give one answer for everyone. It gives a better picture. A body signal can be real, and its meaning can still change. So when your hand reaches toward the chili again, it is not because the alarm vanished. It is because for you, the alarm may no longer be the whole story. And if that makes you wonder why some bitter foods become favorites, that is the next strange lesson your mouth can learn.